Hello, everyone. My name is Annette, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I really wanted to talk about authenticity and leaning into the most authentic version of yourself. And by doing that, aligning with yourself, with God, and the universe. So let's get into it. Recently, I have been thinking a lot about authenticity, and I think I've been thinking about it a lot because I feel like recently I've stepped into my authenticity more than I've ever have. And I think that's because I've been so afraid and I've been so scared to truly reveal myself, to truly be myself because of judgment and vulnerability. I've been scared to be vulnerable. And with being your most authentic self, with being authentically you, that's where you are the most vulnerable. That is where you can be hurt the most, is through being vulnerable and through being yourself. If I sit here, or if I put on a fake persona to people, to the world, and we're going to be judged either way. So it's really like, if we're going to be judged either way, might as well be yourself. But I think why I didn't lean into that, and why a lot of people don't lean into that, is because when we're judged and we're not being ourselves and we have that mask, there's no true vulnerability there. So when you're judged and you're not really even the authentic version of yourself, it doesn't really hurt as much. You don't really care. It doesn't like really strike that part of you, in your heart. But the fear is, if I'm truly myself and I reveal myself and I show myself, if that is judged and if that isn't perceived, or if that isn't taken in the way I want it to be taken, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt me. So there also has to be this confidence in yourself, and there has to be this, I'm afraid, I'm scared to bare my soul. I'm scared to bare my true face. I'm afraid of this vulnerability, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I'm going to do it anyway because I rather live a true life than a fake one. So I think it really comes down to that. But I feel like being afraid is so real. Being afraid to be vulnerable, being afraid to bare your soul is so scary. And I think that is just, it's so real. And I totally get it. And now that I feel like I'm walking more in authenticity, and I'm showing up in a more authentic way, I feel the most vulnerable I've ever felt, and I feel the most scared I've ever felt. But I think I feel that because it's real and because it's true and because it's me. But at the same time, it's extremely rewarding. At the same time, there's so much beauty. Um on the other side of that, I feel like with leaning more into my authentic self and doing it even when I'm afraid or I'm scared or I feel vulnerable, it has aligned me with my purpose more. I feel more, even though I feel lost, I still feel so like in alignment. And I feel like things are actually happening now. Things are actually starting to work out. I'm actually starting to see a light at the end of things. Just feel way more connected to God and to the universe. And I feel like I've begun to attract more things into my life that are in alignment with who I truly am. And I think when I reflect back on kind of doing things, I don't even know how to explain that part, but when I reflect back where I wasn't truly being super vulnerable or authentically me to like my fullest capacity, right? Um, all in all, I do think it's a journey in growing into yourself. That's like another thing I do agree with. But when I look back, I kind of feel like, wow, like I don't feel like I attracted people who are like me. I don't feel like people truly saw me. I don't feel like people truly heard me. I don't feel like people truly understood me. And it's like always this want to be seen for me, but it's also like, was I actually showing up as who I truly am? Because if I'm not, how is that part of me even going to be seen? How is that part of me even going to be heard or known when I'm not even in that? I'm not even showing that. How am I going to fall into alignment with the things I truly want in life if I'm not showing up authentically? Like, come on, like, that doesn't even make sense, right? But a journey is a journey for a reason. Um, so yeah, and I kind of realized that, and I'm like, that had to do with me too. That had to do with me. It didn't have to do with people so much, but it's like if I truly show myself, even if it's vulnerable, it's me. And things will fall away that are meant for me, and things that will come in that are meant for me. And like I feel like sometimes I felt like, wow, I didn't really believe like there was opportunities or people out there that were aligned with me. But I think I didn't believe it. I didn't even see it, and it wasn't even brought to me because I was living out of alignment. I wasn't living in my authenticity, in the fullest version of myself. So yes, there's beauty on the other side of that, and I think that's when you truly like begin to see the fruits in life. You truly begin to attract and call in what's truly meant for you, and it's like life changing. There's just authenticity is just such a high frequency. And yeah, like you see other people being on their authentic self, and it's like, wow, it's like attractive. And then like you're drawn to them because you see parts of yourself in them, the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they create, like what they don't like. You you see it and you're attracted and you want to go towards it and towards them because there's this resonance. And same with me, with you, whoever's watching this, like people are going to be attracted and drawn to you through that. And they're going to be attracted and drawn to you because they resonate with that. They resonate with you, and there's an alignment there between people. And we're not always going to be aligned with everyone, and we're for sure not going to be aligned with people if we're not being authentically ourselves. It's going to be not a good alignment. And it'll just probably just fall away eventually. Or you won't be happy in it. You won't be happy, you won't be fulfilled. You'll feel like something's missing, you won't feel seen, you won't feel heard, etc., etc. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And I've just really been thinking about it lately because I felt like the most vulnerable I've ever felt lately, especially with posting like my poetry. I've spoken about this before on like my last post about art and stuff. I forgot like what even I said about, like, I don't even know the topic the video was about, but I said I feel my most vulnerable when I put my writing out there. I feel naked. I feel naked. And truly, I rather someone see me naked than someone read my poem, and judge that. I'd rather them judge my body. I'd rather them judge anything freaking else than that, because that is so personal to me. That is what makes me feel vulnerable, because that is something I genuinely love. And that is something I hold close to my heart, and that's like a dream of mine to be oh my god, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Oh my god. But it's like a dream of mine to be a writer, and it's like my sister asked me like a month ago. She was like, if you could be or do anything in this world and it just fell into your lap, like the opportunity fell into your lap, what would it be? What would you choose? And at the time when she asked me that, I was like, I don't know really. Honestly, just be able to have a flexible schedule and like work from home. That's a dream, you know? And obviously, like off the top of my head, like YouTube is one of them. I always enjoy doing YouTube and I love doing YouTube. And I don't even care if someone watches it or not. Like, I'm going to do YouTube. Like, I'm going to talk my shit, you know? Um, but yeah, but then I thought about it. I really thought about it. It was on my mind. And I was like, oh my God, like, if I was given any opportunity to do anything, it would be for someone to be like, yeah, we can publish your book like tomorrow in Barnes and Nobles. Like, stop. Like, that would be absolutely everything, So it's like a dream of mine, and I think it's vulnerable because it's a dream of mine. That's what makes it so vulnerable, and it's vulnerable because it's like what if people think this sucks? What if I'm not a good writer? What if I'm not capable of this? It's like the limiting beliefs, the fear that all comes creeping in because it's like I'm so vulnerable, right? So now that I've started putting my poetry out there more and more, every single time it's like oh my god, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. It's like I'm posting a nude, right? um so I get scared, and I'm just like, is this, my like limiting beliefs come swirling in. But lately, like, I've been getting really great feedback on my poetry, and it's literally been like oh my gosh, I love it. Like, I feel so like, wow, like people like this. Like, even if one person likes it, honestly, even if one person shows love and is like, wow, I resonated with this, I am jumping for joy. I am over the moon because like it's again, like it's like a dream, and to just know that like somebody likes it or they resonate or they feel what I'm feeling, they're connecting to me through my words and through my expression. It's just such a beautiful thing, and it's such a beautiful feeling, and it just feels so authentically me. And I don't know, I just feel very in alignment with it, and I feel like I'm meant to write, and I feel like I'm meant to be a writer. And it's a dream. It's a dream of mine, and it's a dream I can do. Like, it's like I said, like if you had any opportunity like of the book offer, it's like, well, that can happen. It's not just a fantasy, it's something that can actually happen. But that's just kind of like an example of living authentically, because I've written for years, but it's not something I really shared because it made me feel so vulnerable. And I always wanted to be seen for my words and for my writing. I always wanted to be seen in my creativity. And it's like, I don't really feel like I've been or I was. And I think it's because I don't really share it. I don't tell anybody about it. I don't speak about it. It's like close to my chest. I don't like being vulnerable in that way? So it's just kind of finding that confidence in myself and getting over that fear and leaning in it and trusting the universe and trusting God that I was given this dream and I was given this form of expression for a reason. And I'm meant to lean into that reason, and I'm meant to like conquer those fears. And I'm meant to live an authentic life. I'm meant to live in that frequency, and I'm meant to call in and attract the people who are most in alignment with me and who truly see me for me. So, yes, not meant to live with a mask. I'm not, not meant to settle in that way. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts. If you can relate in any way you can relate to this, let me know. Leave a comment here. Thanks so much for watching. And until my next video.